So, Destiny 2 just hit its lowest player count on Steam since launch. Between new system introducing Edge of Fate, controversial changes, and fading trust in Bungie's long-term and fading trust in Bungie, long-term fans are walking away. If you've been following the news lately, you probably know that Bungie popular MMO Destiny 2 is not doing so well right now. Back in July, the studio launched Edge of Fate, the latest expansion that kicked off next multi-year saga for the game. Now, over 2 months later, the game's population has sunk to the lowest ever in history. Interesting. Okay, the Edge of Fate launched with just 98,211 players on Steam. For those that are not aware, Steam is the PC-based gaming console, not console, gaming PC-based. That doesn't affect anything to do with PlayStation or Xbox or just necessarily just like console gamers per se. Less than 1/3 of the final shapes 314,634 day one peak. What, really? Was not aware of that. And honestly, I did not like Final Shape. I think Edge of Fate is better. That's just my personal opinion. Don't come at me in the comments. I'm just saying I just like Edge of Fate better than Final Shape. But it seems like a lot of people disagree with me. Anyways, though, this marked the end of Destiny's 10-year light and darkness saga and naturally a stopping point for many longtime players. With Edge of Fate, however, Bungie made a bunch of major system-wide changes to how Destiny 2 plays. One of the core additions was the Portal, a new system meant to give players more options to play, improve the new player experience, and overall replayability of the game. But since its launch, the Portal has become one of the most debated features in the community. Many players say it overcomplicates the experience instead of improving it. And I tend to agree. It's clear that the mood in the community feels worse than ever, and the player count is showing that. Destiny 2 player count hits record low. According to Steam charts, Destiny 2's average player count on Steam over the last 3 days, it's just 18,439, the lowest it's ever been since the game arrived on Steam in 2019. Even January 2025, which previously held the record at 18,542, has now been passed. September 2025's monthly average was 19,307, which is minus 44% month over month versus August, and minus 23% year over year versus September 2024. So those are some staggering numbers. A quarter of people are playing it less in comparison. For comparison, Destiny's 2 highest monthly average was 165,307 back in October 2019. Today, during non-peak hours, the game dropped below 8,000 concurrent players on Steam, possibly one of the first time it's ever fallen that low. Here's the month-by-month breakdown of Destiny 2's average and peak player counts on Steam from January 2024. So the last 30 days averaged 18,004. It peaked at 54,002. September, it averaged 19,003. It peaked at 54,000. August, it averaged 34,000. It peaked at 74,000. July, it averaged 41,000. It peaked at 108. That's when Edge of Fate dropped. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. June, 21,000, peaked 38. May, 27,000, peaked 59. April, 22,000.8, peaked 49. March 30,000, peaked 67. February 40,000, peaked 77. January 20. So you get the point. You can see it on screen. Don't really need to go down each of the month, but the last year, you can see it's been ups and downs. Okay, rightfully so, understandably so. I mean, we are going to address the elephant in the room. The game has been doing pretty bad. And these are some historic numbers here, no lie, understandably. Destiny 2's expansion launch day 1 peak player counts. Okay, as for peak player numbers, here's how major Destiny 2 expansions have performed on launch day. All right, so this is very important. Lightfall peaked at 316. Final Shape peaked at 314. Witch Queen at 290. Interesting. I like the Witch Queen. Surprisingly, it wasn't higher than the Final Shape or the Lightfall. I thought Lightfall was trash. Beyond Light 242, Shadowkeep 214, Edge of Fate 98. Edge of Fate really is the lowest. I'm actually shocked. I guess people didn't like the Portal that much and the other, updates to the mechanics of the game. It's a staggering 69% drop compared to the Final Shape. Yeah. Community sentiments from Destiny 2 and Bungie have been sliding with each patch. On Steam, Edge of Fate holds a recent review rating of overwhelmingly negative, with only 4% positive reviews out of the 370 total. On Reddit and X Twitters, there's been plenty of discussion around Destiny 3 and that players would want something like that. One user said, I don't trust Bungie anymore with the franchise. I'm already off Destiny 2 train and have no clue what they could do to bring me back on board with anything Bungie does next. The sentiments isn't limited to players. The creators like Dotto, Glad, and Grenadier Jake have all stepped away from Destiny 2 in recent weeks, citing burnout, frustration with PvP, and the constant wave of negativity and around the game. Dotto even said the community will push me out well before the game does. I've already gave my take on how I feel about content creators, top content creators leaving Destiny. I'll speak to it just real briefly. In my opinion, what a top content creator does on Bungie does not affect me personally. And I know a lot of people have mentioned on X, Twitter, on different other social media platforms, how because X top content creator is not playing the game anymore or not playing a certain part of the game, like a portal, whether it's a raid or trials, that they don't want to play the game anymore. Never base your feelings around somebody else, especially a top creator. If you enjoy the game, play the game. Don't let somebody else's opinion sway you from how you feel about the game, because that happens a lot. If I listen to the top creators say how much they don't like the game and I let that influence me, I'd stop playing the game, even if I enjoyed it, because you let people influence you and change your opinion. But if you genuinely like the game and you don't have the same sentiments as some of these top creators or about the game in general, just play the game. And that's all I'll say about that. Destiny 2's next big hope is Star Wars Steam Renegades, which looks very good. Looks really good. I can't wait for that. I'm a huge Star Wars nut. So that definitely does help, but it just looks good in general. Like the storyline, what they have shown us looks very good. That's coming, I believe, in November, I believe. December, my bad. It's coming in December. But unless Bungie can win back trust and fix issues driving players away, this low point could become the new normal. So that's that. So interesting take. That is from the Gamepost. And it is written by, does it say it's written by? It is written by Zuhad Ali. So shout out to Zuhad Ali for that bit of news update. Very, very interesting. It's very sad to say. I'll say this. I'm not a huge content creator. I do obviously make content for Destiny, whether you like it or not. That's to be said. Personal opinions. I am a fan of Destiny 2. I know it has its faults, but overall, I enjoy the game. I enjoy logging on. I enjoy playing. And I'm not just talking about when I stream. I play the game a lot off stream. A lot. A hell of a lot. And I honestly do enjoy the game. It's a lot of fun. With that said, again, if you enjoy the game, play it. Don't let news articles, don't let top creators influence how you feel about the game. If you enjoy the game and you like to play and it gives you, it's a lot of fun, just play the game. Because that's exactly what I do. I enjoy it. I have fun playing it. I'm going to play it. I don't let things influence me. Yes, the game has issues, but the issues are not bad enough for me to stop playing the game or play the game less. And that's that. Okay.